I'm speaking today with Catherine Garrison. We're right down the road from Clemson at her family farm, Denver Downs. Catherine, I'm just tickled pink to be here with you today. And tell me a little bit about going back in generations and generations, how this farm started.
Certainly, Amanda. We're so happy to have you here today. This is a dream come true. Love having y'all here. Our great-great-grandfather, W.D. Garrison, he came back after the Civil War with $1 in his pocket. Oh. So he went to work just like everyone and worked for a local cotton mill, and he was a farm manager for many years for a cotton mill. Back then, cotton mills had their own farms. And he saved up money and he bought his own farm. He bought 200 acres on a little dirt road called Old General's Road. And fast forward 150 years and it's no longer a little 2-lane dirt road. It's a 4-lane, very busy, yes, Clemson Boulevard, Highway 76.
And you're skipping several generations. Your father came back from the Second World War, yes, and he really changed the dynamics of the farm, I think. So let's talk about a little bit the things he implemented.
T.A. Garrison is my dad, and was my dad. He passed away in 2013. He was part of the greatest generation. So he came back from the war and he moved back to the family farm and he bought 6 dairy cows.
6 dairy cows.
6 dairy cows. And he built it up over the next 50 years. And we were one of the largest dairies in Anderson County. And Anderson was one of the largest dairy counties in the state. So we had a successful run with being a dairy farm.
But eventually y'all decided that dairy wasn't really the right mix at that point. And so y'all started thinking of other ways to have a successful farm. So what were some of the things that you did?
Yes, we've always wanted to evolve with the times, starting out as a cotton farm and moving into the dairy farm. And then in the 1996, went back to general purpose farm. We have Black Angus cattle, hogs, row crops, some produce. And our mother started giving tours of our farm back in the 1960s when we did have a dairy. So we've had school groups coming for many years. And about 20 years ago, we decided to plant a little corn maze. And from that corn maze, we've just grown and grown each year. We've turned into an agritourism farm in addition to our regular production. So we have a fall festival with tons of pumpkins and the corn maze and all kinds of fun activities. In the spring, we have a big Easter egg hunt, and that's lots of fun. While we're open for Easter, we decided to go ahead and be open for spring break, so families come out and enjoy being at the farm and seeing all our little farm animals in the spring for the spring break. And in the summer, we have our South Carolina Sunflower Festival, which this year a farmer up in Long Creek had been having at his farm, Pat Williams, and yes, he asked if we would join him with that. So we had it this past year at our farm, and it was a big success. We had people from all over the country coming to the South Carolina Sunflower Festival.
Right now we're in the fall festival, and y'all have children coming in the mornings with their teachers, and they learn a little bit about farm life as well as having so much fun playing on all the different things that somebody has so creatively thought of.
That's right, Ben. We've got 35 barnyard activities, so including a hay barn, which we loved growing up and playing in the hay barn when we were children. So it's fun that kids can come out and have fun swinging in the hay barn. Then we've got things like a jumping pillow and a cow train. Kids love riding on the cow train. And giant rollers they can roll in, and giant tricycles, a dodgeball court, a ball arcade, which has football, basketball, and baseball.
Rope courses, all kinds of things that my producer's threatening to make me do today. Zip lines.
Yes.
And y'all work so closely and cooperatively with other farmers and industries. You even, of course, Michelin makes the biggest tires in the world at a factory near here, and the ones that aren't suitable, they cut in half, and you find ways to turn those into, yes, toys as well.
Those are our little test crops, and, yep, we've got scarecrows presented in those. So it's great to partner with folks around the community. We love that.
A sliding board that I think is going to give me vertigo if I have to go.
We won't make you go down it. That's okay.
And then, of course, the corn maze.
Yes. So this year we're so excited. USA Today puts us in the 10 best corn mazes in the U.S. So we're real proud about that. And it's fun for folks to find their way through the maze. We give them a little map, And there's 12 checkpoints. They try to go through and find all the checkpoints. And there's trivia about honeybees on each of the little checkpoints.
Oh, isn't that fun? Yeah. And I see that you've got daisies planted, and they've got pollinators on them.
Yes.
And but also, before I talk about these beautiful mums that we're standing in, I want to talk a little bit about the pig race, because that just sounds. I'm going to come back up just to see this pig race.
Yes, we call it the Pig-Tucky Derby.
The Pig-Tucky Derby.
Yes, we have very talented and fast racing pigs that families love to come out and see them run around as fast as they can. And there's a secret to our pigs being so fast.
And what is that?
We have Oreos waiting for them at the end. They run for sugar. They run for the Oreos.
So they get the pig out at the end.
Yes, they get
oh,
the
that's
pig
just
out.
too crazy. And in the afternoon, families can come and, with their children, and have the same wonderful opportunities and activities.
Yes.
And then I think on weekends, it's kind of geared for people to come and stay a little later.
Yes, we love for people to come out and stay all day. We're open late on Friday and Saturday nights, and we have live music, which is great to have local entertainers here performing, and people can gather by the bonfires and make s'mores and enjoy hot chocolate or adult beverages. So it's a nice little fall tradition that families love to come out and enjoy.
And there are opportunities for people to get things to snack on and cold drinks and all while they're here. So
Yes.
if they want to bring a picnic, they could, but they don't have to. Yeah.
Yes, we allow picnics during the week.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends, we've got all our concessions. People love that fair food. They love funnel cakes and corn dogs and barbecue. And of course, our fresh squeezed lemonade and kettle corn. We got to have kettle corn.
Well, and then I think this beautiful palette of colors is a new addition to the Fall Festival.
Yes, this is our first year in the mom business. So we're loving planting. We planted all these mums this year in the summer, and they've grown in just a huge variety of color. And we've been irrigating and feeding them well, and they are just gorgeous.
They are beautiful. Well, it just shows that this new way of thinking outside of the box, thinking creatively, is the way for farms to stay viable. Because we know that most of our farmers are getting older. I think the average age is in the late 50s, perhaps. And I think you're way on the other end of that spectrum. And this is still a family farm because you've got sisters involved and brothers-in-laws involved. I mean, everybody here is involved and working. It still has traditional farming, but it also has other parts as well. The house you live in, I think, which one time was on a 2-lane road, was built, I think, is where you grew up.
Yes, it's the house I grew up in, and my great-grandfather built it in 1880.
In 1880.
And so we are working on that, redoing it, and just real proud that we're able to live there. And it's on the National Historic Registry.
How fascinating.
Yes.
And as we look around and drive around the farm, on the old farm parts, we see some things. I think there's even a structure that dates back to the 1700s.
Yes, there is a log cabin on the property that was from the 1700s. So it predates my family being here. And we've got an old mule barn that's just beautiful. There's an old carriage house that was in the late 1800s. So it's such a unique and important part of our farm heritage that we love having people come and enjoy.
Well, Catherine, I know people's curiosity has been piqued by all the facets that go on here at Denver Downs. And I think you even have a drive-in movie. How in the world you have a drive-in movie?
Yes, we do the Polar Express drive-in movie the first weekend of December. So that's a great little Christmas tradition for families to come out.
Since there is so much that goes on, what's the best way for families to find out when you're open and all the things that are available? They
can see our website. It's denverdownsfarm.com. And also check out our Facebook. It's Denver Downs Farm.
Okay. Well, I think that site's going to be getting a lot of hits.
Good. Y'all come see us.
Well, and well-deserved hits at that. This has really been just so exciting. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all coming out.